Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and it's Monday. And guess what? Got a little horror movie news for you. And I'm gonna apologize in advance. The washer is running, so I'm sure it's picking up like a motherfucker right now. But just so you know, that's what that is. Even the Phantom will wash his clothes once every few months. So, anyways, yeah. So let's get down to it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have a whole lot to look over, but I'm just glad the couple days that I checked it out, I got some pretty good stuff here. James Wan is wanting to produce the upcoming Mortal Kombat movie. Apparently, they're finally moving forward with a Mortal Kombat film, and James Wan is jumping on to produce, which is fucking awesome. Yeah, I probably will never watch Fast and the Furious, but I've seen him when he has strayed from horror, when he did Death Sentence, his revenge flick, and you know, I thought it was really well done. I really did. Not just because, you know, that's one thing my buddies kind of gave me shit about. They're like, well, you just like it because he's the guy who did Saw. At that point, he didn't do Insidious shit. I was like, no, I mean, it's a legitimately good movie. Now, I know some of the older generation was like, well, it was done better in, you know, Death Wish with Charles Bronson. Hey, whatever. I've never seen the Death Wish movies, and I bet they're good, but I thought Death Sentence was awesome. So, I kind of wish he was directing it more than producing, because really, his name as producer don't really mean a whole lot to me. I'd much rather see him directing things. But, you know what? I was just more stoked that we're getting a Mortal Kombat movie, period. So, which I'm really excited for anyway. So, you guys, I think they did the TV show, or sorry, web series, and they kind of brought it back, Rebirth or some shit like that. But I remember initially there was like a 15-minute short that everybody thought was like either a short film to try to boost the new movie or whatever the case, you know, it was supposed to be. But I remember thinking that was really awesome and how like everything was grounded in reality. But when they went to the actual web show, it started off like it was all grounded in reality, but they quickly threw. I mean, I guess it's kind of hard. I mean, with certain characters, but I would have liked to have seen like a Christopher Nolan type realistic Mortal Kombat series. So. But anyways, that's that right there. Yeah. What the fuck did I? Huh. This is the case of the Phantom just not doing his homework correct or all the way. I wrote Amazing Spider-Man 2 writer to write, and then I just left a big fucking space there. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna write. Fuck it. I'm sure it was something good. It'd be somewhat newsworthy, but I just remember I was gonna bash it, whatever it was, because I remember thinking like, who gives a shit? Like, wasn't Amazing Spider-Man 2 just shit on universally? But whatever. He's gonna write something, guys. I am sorry, the Phantom is just out of sorts right now. But yeah, he's writing some shit. But anyways, I think the bigger news that hit this past week, and this is one that I was really anxious to get all over: a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. Bam. You know, it's one of those things where it's mixed emotions. We get a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie, which I'm pumped for. I don't really want to see the same bullshit we've already seen with the last remake, though. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to see another Freddy origin story. I don't want to see another, who is this, you know. I just want to get right down to it. Like, I would love for them just to go ahead and pick up, like, in part 3 or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, literally, like, these kids are already, like, you know, survivors or shit of Freddy Krueger, and we're just getting into the meat of the story. I just don't want to do another whole, like, trying to establish the rules and everybody trying to think. That's like you tried to remake Final Destination. Like, I wouldn't want to see that because I don't want to have to sit through all the rules again. You know what I mean? Like, we already know Freddy Krueger's a bad motherfucker, and that's why I think I would prefer sequels to remakes, because then we have to go through an entire, like, we're going to go to Camp Crystal Lake, or we're going to go to Haddonfield, Illinois, and just hang out. We don't know what the fuck's going to happen. And then, oh no, here he comes. We know who this guy is. Like, no, we know who the fucker is. You guys should too. This is why sequels are better than remakes. I'm just saying. But at the same time, this is going to erase that horrible. And I know there are a couple of people who like the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, and I don't know why you would like it, but I'm not one to dispute it. Everybody has their own taste, and that's fine. I have some movies I like that not everybody agrees with, so that's okay. I'm not trying to point fingers, but I'm just glad on a personal level that we're on a, you know, just scrub that thing clean. But shouldn't this also prove as a, like, you know, if anything else, this should pretty much show Hollywood, like, we're tired of fucking remakes. You keep remaking shit, and then you're going back and redoing it. Like, I personally did like the Friday the 13th remake. And I liked Rob Zombie's, his first remake. I didn't care much for the sequel. But it's like, you know, if you guys would just continue the fucking stories and brought us original material, then maybe it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But instead you guys are remaking it, and then you're not happy when the remakes get shit on, and you're like, oh no, let's remake it again. That'll make it better, right? No, fuck you. How about that? Why don't you guys just start going? I mean, I want to see a Friday 13th, you know, I guess at this point we're at 13. I mean, we'll incorporate stories of this remake. When this will be the 13th movie, let's get a 13th one. Granted, I don't know where you would go with Nightmare on Elm Street, because New Nightmare did kind of put the kibosh on, you know, when they took the movie out of the series. But at the same time, I think you can do what Halloween's going to do, where it's going to be kind of a standalone, even though technically that's a fucking remake, you retards. But, no, I wouldn't mind. I don't know. Like I said, I've got mixed emotions, because at one point I'm just like, well, there shouldn't even have been a 2010 version of Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sorry, there just shouldn't have been at all. And this proves it right here. Like, this proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt that movie should never existed, because they're already embarrassed by it and they're trying to scrub it away. New Line Cinema is the house that Freddy built. You would think you'd show a little bit more respect to the man who built your house, and instead they just fucking ejaculated all over us Freddy fans, and I just hope they don't fuck it up again. I don't know. So, yeah, it's out there. I, for one, do hope that it does great. Maybe it's the old man in me who's just bitter. 'Cause, I mean, when I was a kid, it was like, there was always a new Jason movie, always a new Michael movie, always a new Freddy movie around the corner, and like, it seems like after the 90s, it just dried up. Like, it just fucking dried up. And it's like, with the exception of maybe Jigsaw, there hasn't been a new horror icon that emerged, really, you know what I mean? And yes, on the indie scene, you've had a few, Chrome Skull, The Collector, Victor Crowley, Leslie Vernon, but it's like, well, when's the last one of those movies? I mean, I know Hatchet recently had a new one, but like, there hasn't been a new Chrome Skull movie in fucking ever, or Lay to Rest. You know, I want to see another Collector, and it doesn't seem like they're really jumping on that. Leslie Vernon ain't getting a new one, and he definitely needs one. It's like, I don't know, I miss the days of these iconic horror characters and the ridiculously long series. Like, I don't care if it's embarrassing that, you know, there are 13, you know, movies in this guy's series. Who gives a fuck? If they're good, release them. Quit remaking it. Just quit fucking remaking it. So, I don't know. Like I said, I got mixed emotions on this one. I hope it does good. I really do, and I'll be there. I'll fucking be there. I'll be laying down my money right there at the box office, and if it's in 3D, I'll fucking watch it in 3D. But yeah, that's that right there. I think I talked about this earlier, but there's a new Kong movie coming out, Skull Island, and they did say that it is going to be connected to Peter Jackson's King Kong, which is pretty cool. The cast, at one point they was talking to John C. Reilly, which I thought was very interesting. But at the same time, they got Jack Black the first time around. That was, you know, really good. John C. Reilly is a very good actor. He just tends to do more comedic stuff now. But yeah, I'm down for a Kong movie, Skull Island, which apparently is all going to take place on, you know, most of it's going to take place on Skull Island, which I'm down for. I don't know, King Kong is always one of those things where I'm kind of glad they're doing a different story, because I do not want to see another remake. And I know I will in my lifetime. I'm sure there'll be another fucking Kong movie coming out. But I'm just sick of King Kong movies, because it's like they're all the fucking same. They're all the fucking same. They go to an island to make a movie. They find a giant, you know, ape instead. They bring him back to the mainland. He goes on a rampage and he dies. Plain and simple. You know what a good Kong movie would have been? It's like, literally, he comes back to the, you know, stateside, he goes on a rampage, they shoot him down, and he catches himself before he falls. And he just shimmies back down, and he just starts knocking shit away, and he just makes a fucking beeline to, like, South America. And everybody's like, what the fuck, you know? And they're like, do we chase after him? And they're like, no, fuck it, man. That's Central America's problem now. Fuck it, nah, we're good. Man, he's out of our hair. We'll rebuild, and whatever the case may be. And in the end, the movie would just been like, I don't know, like Colombian drug lords, and they're like, fucking turning on a village or whatever, and they're just turning up the terrorism to like 11, and then like by that time you just hear and they're like, what the fuck? I'm doing dog voices for that. It's very late, you know, but you know, and they turn around and it's just Kong, and he just fucking comes down, and then boom, in credits, written and directed by Peter Jackson. And I was like, yes, finally a Kong movie that I would fucking love to see. Instead, we get the same generic bullshit that we've seen a million times. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna remake something, put your spin on it. Put your fucking spin on it. Give us a different story. Rewrite the motherfucker. I don't want to see a carbon copy anymore. I'm sick of this. In fact, there's a couple of, no, I don't have any more reboot news. Thought I did, but I don't. Sequel, I got a lot of sequel news on here, but no reboot news. But yeah, this is why reboots fail, because you're just regurgitating the same bullshit. The reason why the original is a classic is because they had their own, and it's like this, the remakes that do good, or the ones that add completely different shit. The Thing was a remake, and yet they treat it like it's original. I mean, it was a completely different fucking story, and guess what? It turned out really good. This is why your fucking remakes suck balls, because you guys don't know how to fucking remake shit. You're just carbon copying it. Right in your fucking face. So yeah, they're doing a sequel for Hansel and Gretel 2, Witch Hunters. Or Witch Hunters, I don't know, 2 after one of those. I'm just shocked the first one did as well as it did to garner a sequel, which I have not personally seen it. It's just not my movie. I just can't do the action mixed with horror type films. They're just not my thing. But yeah, it's getting to part 2, and I guess we're going to have to sit through that. That's unfair. I'm sure people like it. People had to like it because they're getting a sequel. And then, of course, they're talking about the Purge 3, and I am pumped for that. And Frank Grillo, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, he signed back on for it. He's coming back. He was the guy in the first one. Or, sorry, the guy in the second one. And, yeah, I'm pumped for this. And they got the, I think his name's James DeMarco. Is that the guy who wrote and directed the first 2? Whoever the writer-director of the first 2 was, he's back on board. And, yeah, I'm absolutely fucking pumped. I'm not sure what you're going to do with this one, because, that was the whole thing. Like, the first one was home invasion during the Purge. Part 2 was out in the Purge. Where do you go next exactly? So I'm really curious to see, what we're going to do with the third one. But I'm all for it. I would love to see more of that, like the revolutionary group. That's the poor uprising. I'd like to see more from them. So I don't know. Maybe we'll dive into that. But I think if you dive into more of that, you're kind of losing your horror thriller aspect of it. But I don't know. We'll wait and see. But I am pumped for that. Now this is just some me personally gloating. This ain't even horror at all. So. The Phantom. This is how light my news was that day. I looked up news. But no, I am so happy right now that Fantastic Four is just bombing, not just financially, but critically as well. And there you go. I don't know. Me personally, I'm not a big superhero guy. I'm just not. I know there's a lot of people who are horror fans that fucking love horror or superhero movies. I just never got into them. I don't get it. Especially Fantastic Four. Especially the Fantastic Four. There's fucking 4 of them. The fact that they struggle with anything is just beyond me. And they're like, well, that's just how awesome Victor Von Doom is. Really? Fuck off. Alright, I'm gonna watch these 4 jackasses like struggle. That's like if you just watch like the Power... I mean, that's another thing. That's why I don't like Power Rangers here, because there's like 6 of them, and they always struggle against one fucking dude. And they're like, we'll team up and, fuck you off, man. I don't know. That's why, I mean, say what you will about Batman, the motherfucker goes out there by himself. Especially in the movies. I mean, every now and then you throw Robin in the movies, and everybody's like, the Phantom in the comic books, he has the Bat family. Suck a fucking dick. That's why I don't read the comics. That's why I'm all about the cinema, bitches. And guess what? In the cinema, he rarely has Bat. And when he does have Robin, the movie usually sucks. Just saying. Just saying. So anyways, or at least they throw more villains out there for the 2 to fight. I mean, it's not just like those 2 beating the shit out of the Joker. No, it's like those 2 fighting like 3 villains or whatever. Or in the 1968 version, you had 4 villains that he was going up against. But yeah, no, Fantastic Four, that's the prime example of why you shouldn't remake shit. I hear they just remade it. I feel like I hear that's exactly the same reason that it got remade, was the same, reason why The Amazing Spider-Man was remade, because they just had to hurry and retain those rights. I'm sorry, if you really are up against the fucking wall and you're trying to beat the clock just to retain rights, maybe your company don't deserve to have the rights in the first place. Maybe y'all pass that shit on. Just saying, I mean, the Marvel studio itself, it seemed to be doing pretty well, and the few superhero movies I do like are from that whole thing. I like some of the first 2 Iron Man movies I like. They're pretty well done. I like the Avengers, and I like the Hulk. And once again, I mean, I have my qualms about it, and I don't say they're the greatest movies. I know some people out there are just like riding dick on these movies, but I think they're okay, but they're watchable. I ain't constantly looking at my watch or, listening to it as I'm on my phone. Whereas when I watch like something like Fantastic Four or X-Men or whatever the case may be, I just can't get into it. It's just not my thing. And so yeah, the fact that Fantastic Four Bond, I'm just fucking happy. I'm just like, yay, get all giddy. There was a time when there was no superhero movies, and I'm not gonna lie, I liked that time. I'm sick of superhero movies. I don't care. And the thing is, they're getting good actors. Like Ant-Man. I was not against Ant-Man. I like Paul Rudd, and I think it did pretty decent. And I think the critical response wasn't bad either. So I mean, I'm happy for them. Fantastic Four, I think that it sucks that Miles Teller got stuck into that. Like, I don't know who the rest of the cast is. Don't really care. I like Miles Teller, but at the same time, I'm like, well, you should have known better, bitch. So yeah, Fantastic Four. I'm glad it's doing horrible. So apparently, if you guys are fans of the website Funny or Die, apparently they have a recurring short called Fear Incorporated, where basically people like will try to scare you, and that's like the whole thing is like, if you want to give your friend a good scare, you hire Fear Incorporated, and they will. And I'm guessing because it's Funny or Die, I'm sure there's some kind of comedic element to it. Well, apparently they're going to stretch this thing out into an actual feature-length movie. So the Fear Incorporated thing's coming to you, and basically it's going to be about they're trying to give their buddy a good scare, but shit goes wrong. So definitely going to be on the dark comedy side of things. So, but yeah, I'm definitely checking it out. So, and finally, I just want to give a quick shout out to Anthony Matthews. He was the director of Revenge is her middle name. And the reason I'm giving this shout out is I met the guy. It was 2 years ago at Days of the Dead. And his movie Revenge is His Middle Name was showing there, and I kind of chatted with him for a few seconds. But he told me then, like, the movie was made in like 2009, and it finally got up and running around 2011, and it was in its second year. And then here we are, like 2 years after that, or yeah, 3 years removed from that. And I just found out, just read on there that Unearthed Films, which is Stephen Byro's little company or whatever, has picked it up and gave it more of an official release, And because I mean at the time it was just this dude and whatever company he's working for kind of doing these little indie releases. But it kind of, and I know like Unearthed is still kind of an indie feel, but it's still a pretty good step up. So I just want to give a quick shout out to him. I doubt he watches the show, but yeah, I think that's amazing. Like after 6 years of touring with your film to actually get it kind of up to a higher platform. Hey, I'm all for that, my man. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. I know it's kind of a short week this week, but I can't help it. So if you guys got any comments about any of these news stories or want to chat about it, hit me up. Comment down below. Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. So, all right.